Alright, so this one's more or less like a little fun little Easter egg that I really enjoy. So, back in the early 1990s, DC had an event called Crisis on Infinite Earths. At the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths, Barry Allen has to shut down the Anti-Monitor's gigantic universe-destroying machine by running around it as fast as he can. Of course, at the end of this run, Barry Allen essentially dies. And upon his death, for probably the next 10, maybe 15 years, Wally West operates as the Flash. And I'm here to tell you right now that as someone who grew up in the 90s, Wally West will always be my Flash. But because of the Eternals movie, there's a really fun scenario which ended up happening. During Quasar number 17, essentially the runner shows up on Earth and he wants to have a race. And the runner wants to have a race with all of the fastest individuals in the universe. So he goes to Earth. Of course he does. And he recruits Makarri from the Eternals, the Whizzer. He recruits Monica Rambeau, who was operating as Captain Marvel at the time, QuickSilver, Speed Demon, Super Sabre, and a couple other characters on the side. And he essentially creates a bridge across the expanse of the universe. I think it was a light speed bridge or a wormhole bridge where essentially running across the universe wasn't going to be that bad. You'd be able to do it in probably about 3, maybe 4 hours. So the runner has his race. In the middle of the race, the runner and Makarri are essentially neck and neck. And Makarri books it right past the runner. But something funny happens when Makarri shoots past the runner, which is essentially there is a gigantic bolt of lightning that comes out of nowhere. And a man appears out of that bolt of lightning on the racetrack. And he's essentially wearing the busted guise, which when you look at his character, he essentially has the exact same design as Barry Allen, which is he's wearing a torn red suit, he's got the golden boots on, and he comes running out of the lightning bolt on this racetrack across the universe, and he blows past the runner. And when he blows past the runner, he blows past Makarri as well, and he goes all the way to the finish line. So when he gets to the finish line, all of the Speedsters wants to know, who the hell is this guy? Where did he come from? And how did he just smoke each and every one of us? Of course, because Barry Allen died during Crisis on Infinite Earths, he has no memory whatsoever of where he was from. His responses are either really small or a little bit gargled. And when they asked him for his name, he said, "My name is Buried Alien," which is, I'm assuming, as close as possible Marvel could get to Barry Allen without DC turning around and suing them for having the Flash show up in Marvel Comics. But Buried Alien wins the greatest universe-spanning race in the history of Marvel Comics out of the blue, which I kind of feel as though it's a little bit cheating, because the race had already begun from Earth, and in the middle of the race, a completely new character shows up, and he's not as gassed as everyone else, but at the same time, because he's able to beat both the runner and Makarri, who get their powers from essentially cosmic energy, so they don't run out or burn out in any way, shape, or form, it's still something to take a look at and nod to, that the Flash essentially burnt the two fastest beings in the Marvel universe in a matter of seconds. And I like the fact that when he wins the race, the runner goes up to him and he's like, how does it feel to be the fastest man alive? And the Flash is essentially, it feels right. But I do like the fact that they address that he is from not only another universe, but a whole other dimension in general, which is, of course, the DC universe. Now, there's like weird stuff on the side in regards to the fact that Marvel and DC did end up having a Marvel versus DC event. Now, it's not exactly canon, but I do like the lore between the Marvel vs. DC event, which explained that the Marvel universe and the DC universe used to essentially be one entity. The entity split in half, and then they went their separate ways, and then both of the multiverses both became their own things. But yeah, this is the story about the one time Barry Allen died, fell into the Marvel universe, and absolutely cooked every single speedster in the Marvel universe. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you made it to the end of the video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.